You're often told when selling that if you get rejected, it isn't personal. Well, it is. Most individuals agree with the adage, people buy people. But if that's true, then people reject people also. If you're selling products, it is possible that people liked you, but just didn't like the product and therefore said no. But when you're selling intangible services, you are what they buy. And therefore, if they reject you, it is you that they are rejecting. Now, of course, while you should learn from every sales interaction, you can't afford to take it to heart and beat yourself up too much. Otherwise, it would be impossible to do the job at all. However, knowing this information is important because it will shed a new light on sales. If we're honest, we live in a world today where most things are commoditized. Whether you're selling a product or a service, it's unlikely that you're significantly better or worse than your competitors. And therefore, you are the difference. What this means is that when you're selling, people often don't buy what you sell because that's very similar to everybody else. They buy how you sell it. In other words, how you make them feel. When you're selling, you need to think in terms of the sales experience. You need to really think about the way you want your clients to feel and create a situation where you can evoke those feelings. For example, in my younger days as a salesperson, I used to try and take prospects out for breakfast. The reason being is that they'd come about 8 o'clock in the morning, and people don't normally go out for breakfast. They're in a good mood. They were going to get a nice breakfast. I used to pick hotels in London that were really lovely with lovely views. And when I walked in with my prospect, everybody knew me because they were regular haunts. So they would greet me, "Hello, Mr. Leboff," and my prospect would be impressed that at this posh hotel, people knew me. People want to buy into someone with credibility, who's a player, and I appear to be one. I had my favourite table, and therefore I could manufacture the whole meeting to ensure that my prospect felt great about themselves and therefore doing business with me. Of course, not every situation requires taking someone out for breakfast. However, you really need to think about all the different ingredients that make up an experience. The language you use, the clothes you wear, the environment that you meet someone in. You need to do everything you can to evoke the feelings that you want them to have in order to make sure you appear as someone they would like to do business with. So you should think of selling as personal, because the more you can tailor an experience for your customer and make them feel great about working with you, the more chance you've got of winning business. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment box. And to receive regular marketing updates, hit subscribe.